Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, May 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, ASST. Talked about this one in yesterday's video, and that is where these areas come into play. But after today's price movement, those areas are definitely irrelevant given how much of a monster move today was. So we'll just get rid of those and start afresh with the newest technical pattern here that has formed. So as I draw this, please don't think that I'm trying to impress you or imply this is a great discovery or a special talent. Nothing like that. I assure you a lot of people have noticed the same thing. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So got to think a lot of people have drawn a line like that as a resistance area. Then a lot of people have drawn a line very similar to that as a support, so green for support. And then just to make the pattern hopefully easier to see, let's keep it all the same color. So we have our area of resistance, we have our area of support. We have the big upwards move right here. And then for you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards. But would it be shocking? Would it catch people off guard if this thing consolidated out, broke up, and then got more upside pressure? That would not be, I don't think any sort of shock to anybody. So again, does not mean that's guaranteed to happen, but is it a valid question to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So ASST has been an absolute monster. Now is the bull pennant. Will the momentum carry into Friday? We'll see what happens. Next one, STI. Very, very crazy day and probably a frustrating day for some because when you stop and think about the fact that the price gapped up, went all the way as high as it did right there. So some poor souls bought right there. Then to just see the price come all the way down there, which I'm sure spooked out quite a few people. And then to see the back half of the day, the price recover almost all the way back up to where it was. So definitely a very tricky day from a trading standpoint. But now that the dust has settled, certainly an interesting chart, mainly based off the fact that it was able to recover very, very nicely in the upwards direction. So headed into Friday, first key area of resistance that I think a lot of people will be watching right there around that 16-cent mark. So keep a very close eye on that. And while there are no guarantees, if there can be a high volume break of 16 cents, then again, no guarantees, but having the price go up to right around that 0.171 mark, I could see as a very realistic possibility. Again, no guarantees, but a high volume break of this area right here, I think gives it a great chance to, push up with some momentum up to, do battle with that area right there. As far as areas of support are concerned, the main level, in my opinion, to watch is going to be this purple line down here, the 50-period moving average. Keyword definitely being moving because as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So it's basically like a trend line that's drawing itself for you. So assuming you care about the overarching standpoint, then yeah, as long as the price stays above this overarching trend line, then overall the price is still building those higher bases, which is what you want to see. But at this point in time, at least the most interesting dynamic for sure is the price is doing battle with that level. Can it break? And if so, can it then push up to these highs and who knows, even new highs? We'll see what happens on Friday. Next one, ticker symbol QBTS. This one went dormant for a while. Used to cover it quite a bit, but today things certainly woke up, not only from the price action standpoint, but you look down here at the volume. So yes, people are once again paying attention, and we once again have a pattern here that you've already heard me talk about. So in the spirit of trying to respect your time as much as possible, I'm going to go through this a little quicker. So we have this area of resistance. We have this area of support. And this is technically a little bit of a different pattern, but no need to get too much into semantics. So there's our resistance. There is our support. There's the nice move up right here. So I would call this more of a bull flag pattern. Again, bull flag, bull pennant. Yeah, they're a little bit different, but at the core, the story is the same. The story being there was a surge of momentum. Now it's consolidating a little bit. So will the price get more surge going into not necessarily Friday, but in the coming days? But all in all, anyway, look at it. Monster movement today. Nice little 30-minute bull pattern here. So let's see how it all continues to play out to close out the week. Next one here, DGLY. And to give credit's due, good solid movement here when you factor in where the price was at its lows yesterday. And now you look at where the price is here. Good solid bounce, but valid question, is there any sort of genuine strength behind this price movement? And the reason why I have it moved all the way over here is because if I do this, then due to that big move down there, it's just hard to see. So that's why I have it scrunched up like so. And in my opinion, the main area of support, again, let me change just to green for support to watch moving forward, is going to be right there at 0.0547. The reason why that is so important is if the price were to come down here and then break down below it, at that point, all you'd have the price doing is going back to where it was. And I know it's back behind my ugly mug, but that's where the price was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements with genuine power are not going to go back to where they were. Now, nothing can go straight up, but you're at least going to see progress, which is where this comes into play. Because if the price were to come down here, behave like this, and then curl back upwards, now all of a sudden, what would you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows here. You'd have these lows down here. And if you envision those as stair steps, well, hey, now you have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. And that's what a truly strong move is going to do. So, no, the price does not have to go straight up in order to be bullish. But it does, in my opinion, have to show some progress. And in this situation, quote-unquote progress, I mean and defining as right there at 0.0547. So, yes, let's see if the price can at least stay above there and start to continue to bounce and show some upward signs of movement. Next one here is NVIDIA. NVDA had that news come out yesterday, which the final 30 minutes of the day, just absolute explosion. And then today did a bit more consolidating, but essentially has now formed into a pattern here that you've already heard me talk about. So once more, going to go through this a little quicker, but we have a very well-defined area of resistance right up there at about 118.50. And then on the same time, the price throughout the course of the day is still working on building those higher bit. In fact, this will make it a little bit, there we go, draw that bottom part of the pattern there. Again, let's change that to green for support, and then just make sure everybody can see it. So we have our area of resistance, we have our support, we have that big explosive move right there, and then we have the golf hole down here. So yes, another bull pennant pattern, but whenever you have well-defined patterns on very popular stocks such as NVIDIA, again, that still doesn't guarantee anything, but it does kind of raise the odds of those self-fulfilling prophecies even higher of potentially happening because there's just so many eyeballs watching it. So if you like bull pennants, if you like bull pennants on very well-known stocks, well, here you go on NVIDIA. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you want to learn more about the tools I'm using to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description area you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the website there that you can click on. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. Maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally missed it. That is okay. It will be recorded, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording. So just drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I can do so. And that way you can watch it at your earliest convenience. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the past videos. But if you did, hope you remember me talking about, whoops, that pattern right there. I didn't mean to make bring that down a little bit. There we go. But been talking about that area of resistance right there. Talked about that support. And going into the day, we had this pattern right here that I talked about. And you can see right here, boom, got a very, very nice breakout through the pattern right there. And then the rest is history as it's basically sitting at all-time highs right now. So anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive movement out of that area there. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that as it served its purpose for now. Next key battleground to watch from a resistance standpoint, going to be, in my opinion, right up there around that location of $122. So keep an eye on 122 as a next potential battleground. If the price can push up through there, next main battleground after that, right up there around 125. So 122, 125, next couple of key battlegrounds. If there is any sort of pullback, then the level that would make this chart look the absolute strongest would be if the price can stay above that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. With that said, if the price falls below it, that doesn't mean the chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. From the bigger picture standpoint, as long as the price does stay above the pink line here, the 50-period moving average, so as that line moves higher and higher, as long as the price stays above there, then overall the price is still in a big picture uptrend, which is what you want to see. But yes, preferably speaking, what would make the chart absolutely look the strongest? Certainly if the price can stay above that area there. But all in all, very nice movement here for PLTR. Next one, VEEE, monster move today, and I got to go this one quicker. Just one of those days where we're having a lot of the same type of pattern show up here. But like I said, let's just go through this quickly so we can honor your time as best as possible. So there is the support, and just because I can't help myself, we got to at least map it out with the same color, just so I can have peace of mind that everybody can see it. So there's the resistance, there's the support, there's a nice upwards move here, there's the golf hole down here, so we have ourselves another bull pennant. So we've had bull pennants on penny stocks, we've had bull pennants on stocks up over $100, such as NVIDIA, and now we have a nice bull pennant on a stock that's right around the $10 range. So a good variety to choose from if you're somebody that likes to play bull pennants. Next one here, GPUS, and this is a little tricky to talk about because it's all about perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right here this morning and your plan was to buy and sell within 15 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart's looking pretty rough because it pulled back and then seemingly has pulled back again this final part of the day. So yeah, from that angle, not looking so great. But assuming you care about the big picture point of view, even with the pullback that's occurred today, everything is still perfectly fine, and maybe you've kind of connected the dots on why that's the case. If not, the reason is the price is still beautifully up above a very strong upsloping 50-period moving average, which you now know is that purple line right there. So again, if we just envision this as an overall trend line that's drawn itself for us, then we still are in an uptrend via the fact that, well, the price is still up above an uptrending line. Not to mention today, it still did put in a higher high. I mean, after this high, yeah, it pulled back, and then it just went back to there's a high, and then there's even a newer high compared to this one right here. So from that angle, still a successful day from a trend building standpoint. Put in a new high. Yes, it pulled back, but assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, everything is still perfectly fine. So yes, you'll want to continue to watch that purple line there. You want the price to stay up through that level. In terms of areas of resistance, I'm thinking that the kind of main battleground there, right there around $9.70. But all in all, like I said, assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, the chart is still doing perfectly fine. Next one here, PLUG, very nice day. And as I speak right now, very, very nice final 30 minutes of the day. You can see the volume came surging back in. Nice, beautiful movement here. So really the big question mark on my mind, and I think probably a lot of other people's mind, is what's going to happen at that pink line. You now know that pink line represents the 200-period moving average. And given the price is down below it, in this situation, this could very well be a very stubborn level of resistance. Now, that's not necessarily going to be the case. But point here is I think a lot of people are going to be watching that level, and a lot of people are going to be wondering what exactly happens there. So more of the story headed into Friday. That first very key, very important battleground will be that 200-period moving average. So we'll have to see if the price can push up through there or not. If it doesn't and it pulls back a little bit, the ideal level of support, again, that representing the level that would make the chart look the absolute best moving forward, would be if the price can stay up here above the 82-cent mark. But from the bigger picture standpoint, as I've talked about, looking at things from the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line there, that 50-period moving average. So as the line itself moves higher and higher, then as long as the price stays above that line, then by definition, the price is still progressing in the upwards direction via higher bases, because that's what's going to be required in order to stay right above a line that is increasing. But anyway, look at it. Great movement today. Very, very impressive final 30 minutes on the day. So we'll see if this surge of momentum carries into Friday. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And yeah, this one, it didn't ruin the chart per se, but yeah, sort of a buzzkill. Last 30 minutes here. Yeah, kind of ruined things a little bit. Again, the overall chart is fine. It's still above the purple line here. It's still above that green line, which I'll show you why that's important here in just a few moments. But yeah, just kind of a damper right there to see the last 30 minutes, that sell-off right there occur. But if there is any sort of recovery, then the near-term area of resistance that you'll want to keep a close eye on is going to be that area right there. So I'll actually make that look a little different to separate it. So keep an eye on that. And again, ideal level of support that you'd want to see hold is going to be the purple line down there, 50-period moving average. But right now we're talking about things in a very kind of narrow standpoint, because those of you that have been watching the past videos, you know what I'm talking about next. But within the grand scheme of things, the price is still just chopping around within this overall sideways channel pattern. So sure, things happened today. It came up, last 30 minutes, not so good. But looking at multiple days here, nothing really happened in the sense of the price is still just stuck within the sideways channel. Now, the big movement here that occurred was at least the price is now in basically the upper half of the channel. Past few days, the price has been down in the bottom part of the channel. But with the price up above there, that is a good sign of itself. But overarching wise, as long as the price stays between these two levels, then there's really not a whole lot to talk about, again, from more of a bigger picture standpoint. But day trading wise, or more so shorter term, yeah, very interesting last 30 minutes here. Is that going to lead to a bigger move to the downside? Only time will tell. But if it can curl back upwards, that'll be key battleground number one. And then you can focus on the granddaddy resistance, which is right up here at the 294.75 mark. So that wraps up the top 10 stocks. Again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, May 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. But if you can make it live for whatever reason, as I discussed earlier, go ahead and send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay so that you can watch it at your earliest convenience. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, please hit that like button. If you're not yet a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And also, as an FYI, I have been live streaming, so if you're interested in coming hanging out during the day, seeing some live training, live trading and just talking the markets, then check out the live stream. I've been going live right around 11 a.m. Eastern every morning during lunchtime, so come check that out. But yes, go get signed up for the free training or drop me an email, and hopefully I'll be seeing you here in just a few hours.